So these are called balance pipes. We use these for a number of reasons. That we start with the feet out so that when we roll them in, you'll notice that he gets full strength out of the toes just to grab and maintain his position. But more importantly, he's getting a full stretch in his calf and his heel. He'll then roll them around the outside of the pipe, getting extension in his foot, and roll them back. And again, flexibility and range of motion in any joint is extremely important. Whenever it's limited, then its force production is also limited. And oftentimes you will see tight calves or tight dorsiflexion, and you don't have the ability of the foot to actually free move in its joint. Now you're going to turn them in. Yep. And now they're going to roll out to that big toe. Now again, we're using this rotational movement of the pipe to be able to force the big toe to have to grab to stop the movement. The strength that it develops is hugely important in being able to push off properly. So many of these kids, when they're playing sport, have an improper placement of their foot on the ground, and they're simply not able to then dictate their movement properly. This also helps tremendously with ankle mobility, but also you often hear of fascia problems within the feet. And when you have those type of problems, if you're able to roll the foot out properly, remember all that fascia comes all the way down the calf, rolls around the heel and into the foot. And the fascia and the muscle and the tendon all work together. So you have to be able to properly stretch them together to be able to relieve symptoms like that. Okay, now you're going to face this way and spread them out front to back. Spread them out more, yep. Again, the rolling capacity, now roll it back in with the front. And you'll notice the extreme stretch that he's able to get in his front foot like that. Not only is this a huge thing in performance in terms of what the foot is being asked to do in sports, but it really helps in terms of injury prevention. When you're trying to avoid sprained ankles and all the other things that happen with feet, you've got to train them properly. And if you are faced with injuries, then you also have to rehab them properly. Okay, so now what he's going to do is he's getting his feet in a straight position, and he's going to simply balance on one and be able to squat into a power position and back up again without losing control of it. And you can see the stress his foot is under just to maintain the stability that is needed. And often problems with today's shoes, your foot is not even in contact with the ground, and you've got another surface in between you and the ground. So being able to develop this strength in the foot is a huge part of being able to advance yourself as an athlete. This next exercise, he's actually going to walk the pipes forward. He's going to drag it with the toes of one while he stabilizes with the other. And we're on a fairly sticky surface, but he's still able to manage to do the movement. And believe me, this is a lot harder than it looks. But the feet are much like your hands, and the ability to be able to control any object in space with your hands is huge. And there's difference between the feel in your palm and in the ends of the fingers. And the toes act like your fingers. And the way they grab the ground tells your brain a lot of information that it then processes to produce any type of athletic movement. So as the athlete progresses, then you want to start challenging them with more extreme movement patterns within the same positions of the feet. So now you'll get him to actually move into a deeper position and still maintain his balance and his strength. Go ahead and squat as far down as you can. Yep. Good. I want you to learn to turn and face the other way. So slide your feet around on the pipes and move the sticks to the forward position. Yep. Come all the way up. Come all the way up. That's it. Now spread them out a little farther. There we go. And now you can really work on the flexibility at the same time within his hamstring. But you get tremendous functional strength patterns out of just being able to push from that position. Good job.
네.